Hey guys, welcome to Cutting Deals, our new segment in our new podcast. Here we have Kevin, Verdeep, and my little brother Luigi. And welcome.
Sir.
Okay, let's start introducing everybody. So Kevin, introduce yourself, man.
What's up, guys? Kevin here at Top Tier. I'm the shoe guy. And yeah.
Verdeep.
Yeah, I'm Verdeep. I'm a law student, realtor, and an entrepreneur.
And I'm Luigi, Leo's brother.
Okay, let's talk about how we just all first met.
How you guys meet?
So me and my brother, we met when he was born. Yeah, I used to just beat him up all the time, and now we're all business partners,
Yeah.
And the way I met Kevin when I first came to Canada. Didn't speak a single lick of English, and the first Filipino guy I ever saw, and this guy didn't even speak any Tagalog, so it kind of didn't even work, But ever since then, we just got really close. And yeah, and Verdeep has been my good client for a very long time. It's been like 4 years or 5 years already since I started cutting Verdeep, and we had this idea of trying to start up a podcast and just trying to grow our brand like together.
Yeah, it was like 4 years ago, right before COVID hit. I changed barbers. I came to you, and ever since then, just started coming every month.
I changed his life, guys.
Every month.
That's what I did.
Every 2 weeks. Now it's twice a week.
Yeah.
Get a
Every 3
haircut.
days. You ever seen a guy that gets a haircut every 3 days? It's this guy.
And the craziest part, I think, is like Verdeep flies from Ottawa to Oakville. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
Like, that's the craziest part to me. Is like Oakville to Ottawa the next day. Like, no questions asked. He'll just get that haircut, play FIFA, and then,
Yeah, it's getting hard, bro. Like, fuck. I have another year and a half of the same thing flying every week.
Yeah.
Because, you're in
I'm getting sick of
university
it.
in Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
I got a year and a half left. I'll be done April 2024.
Nice.
23 years of school straight.
So what are you taking in Ottawa?
Like law school. Like,
Law school?
yeah, it's just random courses right now.
So you've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
utilizing ChatGPT or
Bro,
what?
it's crazy. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
Oh,
I get-
ChatGPT for the win, dog.
Yeah.
I get my ideas from ChatGPT.
Yeah. No, that shit's crazy.
My wedding vows is going to be from ChatGPT. Please don't show this to my wife.
Bro, that thing's getting crazy.
Yeah.
man.
I feel like they're going to start charging people,
They
using-
are.
They
20 a
are.
month.
They are?
Yeah, not in
That's
Canada
crazy.
yet, but it's going crazy.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would
it's
pay
that
for
powerful.
it,
Yeah.
If that can help me use my, for like my essays and all that stuff, or like, wedding vows. I'm not really good with doing any.
Bro,
Hey, man,
Chat-
don't say that,
Yeah,
man. My
writing
wife's going to get
stuff,
mad because
bro.
I'm not going to use
Well, like
it, man.
writing any speech, like
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
ChatGPT made the podcast name. Like
No
me,
way.
Yeah, me and
Yeah,
Leo
man.
just typed in what's a good name for a real estate agent and barbershop podcast.
That's how we came up with the
Damn.
name.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you guys know that?
No.
What? We never told you this story?
No.
Yeah,
we
so
couldn't come up with that.
so we were just like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start up a podcast that involves like a real estate agent and a barber shop, and it just came up with Cutting Deals, and we're like, okay, that's it. That's how we did it.
Yeah, it's pretty fire.
Yeah.
See, like I'll pay $29.99 for that. That's a good
Yeah, man.
idea,
Bro, it's so smart.
Do you guys see Elon's tweets about it?
No.
No.
Because
What's
he's
he
the guy
saying?
that like co-founded OpenAI,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's saying like, "Yo, I didn't mean for it to turn into what it is now, because it's like super liberal now. Even the ChatGPT. If you ask about like Donald Trump or like any like Republican, it'll give like certain views on it that like, it'll be like if you ask it to write write a statement in the views of Donald Trump, it'll be like, oh, I can't write anything in like oppressive views. But if you ask something about like Joe Biden, it'll write it right away.
Oh,
Damn, that's
dang.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Even AIs are turning crazy.
Oh man. Yeah. So like, how many businesses do you have, Verdeep?
Like, I'd say like 4 or 5 right now. I'm working on the 5th. Trying to get a dealership, but I'm trying to work out the logistics for that. I don't know how it's going to work with like me having my lawyer license and also owning a dealership. There's some laws I got to work out, but if that goes through, I'm going to open a dealership.
Well, tell
soon.
everybody how old you are, man. So
I'm turning 24 in April.
see, this guy's a bad man. This man
That's
has 4 businesses at 24. What have you done, Luigi?
I've just been cutting hair, man. I started cutting hair at like 23 or 22, But like, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah,
I
man.
love cutting hair. I think cutting hair is one of the best thing ever because
Yeah.
you get to meet so many people. I think the best part about it is you get to meet someone who's, you know, like a blue collared worker to like a businessman to, you know, like lawyers, students, and all that stuff. So I think it's just cool being a barber, you know.
Yeah, being a barber is cool, man. Yeah, I feel like it really saved my life because, like, I wasn't really, like, a school guy. So I kind of just wrote off school. Like, the minute I was 15 years old, I started from, like, selling hats in high school and, like, selling, like, a lot of stuff on, like, AliExpress, like, you know, like, headphones. Like, remember those Dr. Dre Beats headphones?
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that, Kevin? Everyone used to just make fun of me saying I have bootleg Dr. Dre headphones. And I would sell it for, like, $200, you know, and I pay, like, $40 for it. And everyone thinks it's legitimate. So, you know, it was a little scammy, but that's when I was, like, 16 years old. So that's never happening again. I felt really bad for it. I would never do that again. I was 16 and I was just trying to get that bread, you know?
I feel like that's how everyone started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be in sales and, like,
No.
you know, I feel like barbering is part, like, it's almost like sales. Like, you have to sell yourself. Like,
No.
you have to build a connection and you have to build like that personal relationship when it comes to like you, right? So that's why, like, look at what we have right now. And then we just met 5 years ago. Now, like, our bond is just more between. It's more like a client than you know what I'm saying? Like, we're more friends than it is you are my client.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I
You
came
know?
to you first when I was like 19, which is crazy now.
Yeah, which is nuts. I was 24 and 24-year-old Leolas was a different guy. You know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you always know like you wanted to start your own shop like as soon as you became a barber, or?
Not really. So, like, to be honest, I was ready to open up a shop like years, like a year, probably like a year and a half before we opened it. But the minute Luigi became a barber, that's when I felt more confident because, like, Luigi is he became a barber and he made me feel more confident. The fact that my brother's gonna be beside me,
Yeah.
and he was the one who pushed me to open it actually. Like, I was just so accustomed to just working at the, you know, at Icon and Fade, and I was doing pretty well at Icon and Fade, and Luigi just kind of just pushed me to just open up our own stuff. And like Kevin, during COVID, I was doing like haircuts out of my house, and then I was pretty busy at my house, and then he was selling shoes out of my house while my clients were waiting, and then that's when it just clicked.
Yeah.
Where we're just like, we just gotta start this, you know?
Man, I think that was like the craziest thing because I remember in COVID, like, you know, like you were on Booksy and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be fully booked, and then me and Kevin would just be playing 2K. And then, you know, like out of nowhere, Leo will just be like, yeah, like, this is my boy, like, Kevin, he sells shoes, you know?
Yeah,
And
I'll be
then-
showing them all my inventory
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
just making
I think there was
sales
a day.
like
There was a
that,
day where
bro.
he sold like 3 pairs of shoes out of my house,
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
this is it. We're gonna do it, you know?
Hell
But it's
yeah,
kinda
bro.
crazy how, you know, that was like, what, 2 years ago, and then like now we have a shop, and then we're selling shoes, you know? We're all like,
Yeah.
you know, doing the same thing, but now to like a different level.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like we got to meet like a lot of people, like, you
Yeah.
know, like all our barbers, and like we're like just growing our team,
Yeah.
you know, like it feels really good. We're trying to teach a lot of kids right now. Actually, we have like 2 students that are trying to be barbers, and like even Milan, he came here. We taught a class for the first time, and this was like a year ago. We taught a class for free, and then that's how I hired Kay, and that's how Milan started cutting.
Kay
hair.
was at that class?
Yeah, Kay was at that class.
That's
and then, like,
crazy.
I asked him, like, yo, do you work at a barbershop? And I was like, boy, this guy kind of reminds me of myself,
Yeah.
you know, because he looks exactly like me. When I was like, if I was 17, I would look exactly like this. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is my generation me at 17.
Yo,
you know
so
what I'm saying?
what do you look for when you hire a barber? Because I know it's just not all like technique and skills. You look for personality too, right?
I think, like, it's just like if you all could work together as a team, and like if you care for one another,
No.
like there's like no ego, none of that. I would rather like work with someone who started being a barber than a person that's been established as a barber already.
Yeah.
Because like a person that's very established already has an ego where he thinks that he's the man.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about you guys is like none of you guys have egos, right? Like if I need a haircut, you're busy, Luigi's busy, you'll be like, Lance cut my hair, okay, like cut his hair. Like you guys don't care about your clients
Yeah.
going to the other guys,
No.
right?
Oh,
And the
no,
other
man.
shops will be like, yo, you're taking my client right now, like
No,
just wait
man.
for me.
Like, cause like at the end of the day, like we're all here to grow like the brand
Yeah.
together, right? So like whoever you start with, we feel like we grow the brand together. Like it's better to grow together than go like one guy's busy and then you know what I'm saying. Like
And like I feel like it's always important to just keep clients inside the barbershop. That's why I don't understand when like you said, like, you know, different barbershops, they'll get mad or, you know, cheese that, yo, like, this guy's cutting my guy, you know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't see it that way, you know? Because I feel like that client staying in the barbershop means that you're still winning because he's not going to the next barbershop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's so many barbershops opening, though. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's a good thing for business or bad?
I personally think it's a good thing because it means that your loyal clients will, you know, like come to you and stay with you and all that stuff, support you.
Yeah.
And like if a barbershop opens up and they don't have clients, like,
yeah, I guess that's where you guys differentiate yourselves, you know? Because you guys just aren't a barbershop. You guys are becoming more of like a lifestyle thing. Like
that's what we're trying to do. So like we're not just trying to build the brand as a barbershop. That's why we started, you know, like carrying our own hats and like doing our own apparels. Yeah. And, you know, so like we want everyone to have like an emotional attachment to the brand because like as a kid, like for sure you remember like when you were a kid, the first time you bought Jordans was like at like Foot Locker, right? Yeah. You know, now there's gonna be kids that's gonna get their first ever Jordan here, you know.
Bro, so I remember our first Jordans. I don't even remember what they were called.
See, but like just you remember where you bought it from, right? You know, so like you have that emotional attachment to the store because that was the first time you ever felt like, oh, I feel super fresh because this is where I first bought my Jordans. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Like here, same way. Like we see a lot of kids that come here for the first time, and then like they're super excited to like, you know, like see like all our anime figures and like our bear bricks and like all the Jordans that we all have. Yeah. You know, so like that's the kind of brand that we're trying to build here, basically.
And I feel like what differentiates us from like other barbershop is like it's very interactive here. Like, you know, if you look around, like you see the basketball rims. I feel like majority of like my kid clients, the only thing they want to do is shoot some hoops before their haircuts and after their haircuts. I remember this one kid, he stayed like shooting basketball for like 30 minutes. Yeah. And his mom was pissed. He's like,
didn't want to go home.
I forgot his name, bro. Maybe like, you know, Jack. Yo, Jack, come on, man. Let's fucking go. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like just being different from other barbershop and just, Yeah, and I feel like just even like the social media presence of a lot of barbers, I feel like all the things that they talk about is just, oh, I'm gonna teach you how to make money, and this is exactly what's gonna be. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they're all trying to be like some type of like motivational speaker or like, you know, like they're trying to be like the guy that's like, I could show you how to make 100,000 in like a month or whatever. But
bro,
like,
I hate those guys. Like I was telling you, there's a guy on TikTok I saw. He's like, if you don't have a Lamborghini by the time you're 20, you're a failure. Like, it's so easy to make money these days.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, that sounds super crazy 20, to me,
like,
man.
I was a student.
Yeah. You know? It's not realistic.
Yeah, man. And like, your background too, dinner. Right?
Yeah.
Like your background. Like, let's say you come from a family that didn't come from a lot, right?
Yeah, it's impossible.
And like the foundation that you have is not the same. Yeah. Like maybe that guy, he could get a Lamborghini because, yeah, good for him that his family got money and stuff like that. But a lot of people come from like different countries. Or like we all have different backgrounds. Like our parents work like warehouses and stuff like that, you know, because like it's like they're the first generation to like literally like come out of the mud. You know what I'm saying? So like it's our job to make that even better for them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
That's why like it's
I just feel like people make it like making money look way easier than it is.
It's very hard to make money.
It's really hard, man.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, like you have to put in the work, man.
And it's not like a little like step-by-step process you can give to anyone they follow. Like I feel like being successful also takes like a certain percentage of luck. It's not all like effort,
but you get lucky by working towards that goal every day.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No, just putting yourself in the right positions where you have opportunities that can make you money, I think is like
you gotta be prepared to be lucky enough to get that opportunity. Exactly. And once that opportunity comes, that's where you go.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes people fumble the bag, man.
Yeah, facts.
You know,
real heavy, man.
Like people, there's people who has the opportunity and they fumble the bag because
they weren't ready.
Their ego got in the way. You know, because they think that they're way higher than what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like you gotta be humble in everything you do, right?
Humility goes such a long way, man. I say that all the time. you know, and like you should never judge a person based on how he looks.
No, that's
You know?
facts.
And I feel like you get that a lot though, Leo, because like look at you, you're like fully tatted, like you got pink hair. Like show them your
Yeah.
pink hair,
I
man.
have
You know what I'm
pink
saying?
hair, man, see? Like, you know, like, yeah, man, like ever since I was a kid, cause like I was already tatted by the time I was 14, right? And like
That's
I was in
crazy.
high school, and there was a teacher that told me that I was never gonna graduate high school till I was 25. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if I was very like mentally weak as a kid, like, how would I like, you know, like get that criticism, or like how would I react to that?
Mhm.
You know, good thing that like, you know, like my parents prepared me to be comfortable with my own skin and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Because just because a kid is tatted or like a guy is tatted doesn't mean he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, or like he's a drug dealer or like this and this and this, you know? Like a lot of people think that like barbers all just look like thugs.
Yeah.
You know what
Or
I
like
mean?
they started becoming a barber because they
Yeah,
couldn't do anything else. But
exactly.
like
Mhm.
that's what you guys wanted to
Exactly. That's what people think. But like, you know, like when you go talk to a person, you really get to meet the person.
do. Yeah.
It's a whole different story. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
Yo, what made you become a barber? Because I remember when I first went to iCut, you were just like sweeping the floors, right?
Yeah. So like I would actually hang out like all the time at Icon and Fade, because I would always wait for Leo. You know, I'd
Yeah.
be like, yo, can you cut my hair and stuff like that. So during that time, I actually finished, I think a 2-year program, like a college program, marketing, and then I knew I wanted to get into real estate ever since I was like 18 or something.
Yeah.
But then it never panned out because COVID happened and all that stuff, so they stopped testing. So then Leo was just like, yo, like, why don't you just pick up the clippers and start cutting hair? So for the longest time, I was like, no, like, you know, I was stuck on being like a realtor.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to sell houses. You know, I thought that was for me. But eventually I just gave in, and then I started liking cutting hair like from the first day, you know? And then I just wanted to keep getting better and better and better. But it was crazy. I remember there was this one time, like me and Kevin, I always tell him this story because it's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, what I would do is, like, I get appointments, like, early in the morning. I'd search them up on Facebook to see, like, you know, what type of hair style.
Yeah.
I remember this moment.
Bro, I was so ass. Like, bro, I was so
That's
ass to the point
jokes.
where, like, yo, it made me so sad because I was like, fuck, man. Like, bro, why can't my fades, like, bro, I had sick barbers, like, beside me, you know?
Yeah.
I had, like, Montana fades that we're really close to. We had
That's my
Mustafa,
dog.
we had Leo, and then our, you know,
Like our boss. Like
our boss.
His
and,
name is D. This guy
Yeah.
is just like
and this guy was like the
nasty,
OG
bro.
of barbering, like with like skin.
Which
fades.
one was he?
Like
Uh,
the bald guy.
yeah, the
with,
bald
like,
guy, the
tattoos
older
and
guy
stuff.
with tattoos on his neck. Bro, this guy
Was
I
he
seen-
beside you or no?
No,
No,
so
he was, like,
Luigi
beside me.
beside him.
On the other side, right?
Yeah, on the other side. So like I remember all my haircuts would be shit, and this guy would literally look at me and just go,
Damn.
man.
Well, that's exactly how I felt when I first worked at Icon Field. I was like the worst guy, you know.
Yeah.
And like, I remember like he would come up to all my haircuts and be taking pictures of my haircut, and I'd be like, oh man, what I do wrong? You know what I'm saying? And like, but like, man, like he was blessed, man. Like he taught me how to become
Mhm.
like faster and like make my haircuts like better, like at a very very short period of time. Like I've seen that guy cut hair in 4 minutes,
That's
and he was
crazy.
fire.
Have you
you
guys
know?
ever had a client after a haircut, and you know how you guys are always like, "Yo, is this good?" And has anyone ever said like, "Yo, this is actually ass"? Like, what do you do?
Oh yeah, like when I first started being a barber, I've had a guy said, "You don't know what you're doing."
Bro.
And I was like this. I just froze there and I started sweating.
Got me.
The first time I was like, "Oh, maybe you're right. I don't know what you're doing." So okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this one's on me, man. It's free. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but there's always gonna
Yeah.
be those
Yeah.
guys.
You
know,
gotta
because,
learn
like,
from that.
It's a part of the process. Like it's frustrating at the moment, but like in the next like let's say a year or like you know like even now,
Yeah.
give me hair, bro. I'll cut it. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just cut it. You know what I mean? Like, and you could never have a perfect haircut, man. In my opinion, people will become too much of a perfectionist. That's why it frustrates them.
Mhm.
You know, like
Like I remember, yeah, like me and Kevin would play 2K, right? And then I was telling him, I was like, yo, Kevin, I don't think like cutting hair is for me because like I'm just so ass. Like I wanted everyone to look really good, but I just didn't know. I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the mindset. I didn't know what I was doing. So basically, how, you know, like I literally just started cutting hair, and then the next week I was fully booked. I had like 10 guys. It was crazy. You know why? Because it was like, remember the lockdown?
Yeah, right
So-
before.
Yeah, so you know how there were stages?
Yeah.
So the
It was his
stage-
birthday too. It was June
my
19th.
birthday.
I remember
I just
I
turned
started
like
dying,
22
bro.
or 23,
Yeah.
and I had like 12 appointments, and my my slots were an hour long, so it was like 12 hours straight, just like one guy I would cut. And I remember my first guy that I ever cut at a shop, he said, "Give me a number 2 all around." I said, "Bless, I can do that." You know. The next one was like, "Yo, give me a skin fade." Bro, I started sweating. I was like, you know, like, I don't know how to do a skin fade. I'm only like, my brother only taught me like a number 1 haircut. You know what I'm saying? And like this guy's hair was like curly. I had a bunch of fucking afro and all that shit. I was like, yo, I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, I called my brother. I was like, yo, Leo, take my next guy, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's so many times where like when me and Luigi first started working together, and he would like be staring at me and like crying out for help, but I'm just like, you know, like I've done like 3 guys and Luigi's still the same guy, you know, and he'll cry out for help. I'm like, man, I gotta do it for this guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's good. Like, see, that's part of the process.
Yeah.
Like, like what, like with some barbershops and like, you know, like barbers, they get super frustrated when they try to teach the guy that works for them, because they think that the guy's not good enough and they don't want to put in the time to that guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Like
Like-
you can't be born like a good barber. You
Yeah,
gotta
man,
learn.
like
Yeah.
it takes time for
Yeah.
you to become a good barber, and you need good guidance to become a good barber.
Yeah, that goes for everything too.
You know
Like
what I
you're
mean?
not just
Like,
gonna learn
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, but a lot of people, they don't like sharing the secrets when it
Yeah.
comes to becoming good, because I don't know what it is, either insecurity or like,
They're gonna
you know,
they're
like,
scared that
they're
you're gonna
scared
take
that this kid's
yeah.
gonna be better than you. But like, the way I see it is like, if you become a part of someone's process and they become successful, they're always gonna be grateful that you
Yeah.
have them from the very beginning. That's how I
facts.
see it.
Because
you know?
either way, like they're gonna become successful one way or the
Exactly,
other.
at the end
They
of
either
the day.
resent you or like they
Mhm.
appreciate you. You know.
Yeah, man, and like a lot of people like in this industry, they see it as like, oh, this is like my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like where they'll just come to work. Let's say they start at 9, they finish at 5, and then they'll take on 8 clients and they only work 5 days a week, type of stuff. You know, for us, like we're open 7 days a week, and we see each other every day, and I don't even feel like we work. You know,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like I'm just very happy being like in the surrounding of all of us. You know, especially like even like with like Lauren. Shout out to Lauren. You know, because like he's like he became like a part of us. You know,
Yeah,
he's not
facts.
even a barber, and like he just can just help us grow our whole social media
Yeah.
presence and stuff like that. You know, even with you, like this is like we're growing
Yeah.
each other. Do you get what I'm
That's
saying?
facts.
It's
Yeah.
a good thing. Oh, I feel like a sensei right now.
Right.
Kevin, what age did you start selling shoes? Or was it always something you were like into?
It was just something I was always into since
Yeah.
I was young, man. I just always loved the feeling of like buying new shoes and just always feel so fresh.
Like, do you
pulling
wait
up-
out stores like overnight?
I wouldn't do overnight. The earliest I've ever camped out for shoes was probably like 8 a.m.
That's
until
so
like
crazy.
11.
Damn.
So it's a
3
solid
hours?
like 3
That's
hours.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin was the first kid I have ever seen with the freshest shoes, dog. Cause like I came straight from the Philippines,
Yeah.
you know. This guy had Jordan 23s when he first came out. This guy, every time, let's say, remember when Kevin Garnett just got traded to Boston Celtics? Bro, the minute Kevin Garnett got traded to the Boston Celtics, this man bought the jersey.
Yeah, that
You
was
know what
my
I'm saying?
that was my
Like-
team, bro.
like, that
I
was,
love
like,
that
like,
team.
Celtics was
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Because like as a kid, you always
Celtics
want all
versus
those
Lakers,
things,
bro.
You know what I mean? This is the first guy I've ever seen with like a cell phone that slides up. You know what I mean? Do you remember your white cell phone? That's I was like, oh damn,
Yeah,
bro. I
yeah,
was like, 'cause I
yeah.
came from the Philippines, you know. Like everyone had like brick phones. That's like Nokia 5110 or Nokia 3210, and this
Yeah.
kid is like 11, 12 years old, and he has like the LG chocolate.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I always,
was
Never
like-
even
I
heard
always
of
wanted the
those.
freshest
See, 'cause
stuff,
you're-
bro.
Oh man, I'm just showing age here. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
guys.
Never heard of
I'm showing age.
I still
you
remember
know?
Yeah.
the LG chocolate.
Yeah.
That's when you flip it and you start texting. It
Yeah,
looks like
Yeah.
and then like what it's called? So the Nokia 3210 is like you play Snake and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
My
still, like,
first
black
one
and
was
white
like a
colors.
Nokia. It looked like a BlackBerry Bold. It was like the same shape. It was some random Nokia.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was my first one.
And then the Razor came out, and you're the man if you had the Razors, you know, or the LG Shine, dog.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know?
But it's crazy how like, do you guys remember like BlackBerry taking over like?
Yeah, BBM.
Yeah.
I never.
That was-
That
I
was
never
the
had.
best,
Like,
bro.
I never had a BlackBerry.
Oh.
That's crazy.
I never had a
crazy.
Like
BlackBerry.
before iPhones and everything, like I remember being in high school and I'd be like, oh, is it ping for what's it called? Like a mass message, and then you're
Yeah.
like, this is my pin and stuff like that. Bro, I used to do that all the time.
I didn't know
See, I never
Nokia
did
for a
any of
couple
that, man. I've
years.
been married since I was a kid, okay? Alright. Shout out to my wife.
No,
Yeah.
my second phone was an iPhone 4. I remember that. That was like
Yeah.
grade
What was
8.
your first ever cell phone?
The Nokia. I don't remember the name. When was it?
No, like, yeah, when was that? Like, what
Like
year?
I think like grade 5 or 6.
Damn, that's crazy. You
Yeah.
had a phone in grade 5?
No, my
Yeah.
first phone I think was like grade 6 too.
It's because
Damn,
my
wow.
sister's older, so she got a phone. So I was like,
Oh.
yo, I need something. Then they got me like a
Like, bro,
Nokia.
How old were you guys?
Oh, I was like in grade 10.
I was
like-
in grade
Oh, that's
9 because I had to pay
crazy.
for
Or
it
grade 9,
myself.
yeah, I had to pay for
Yeah.
it. My mom was like, no, like I can't afford a phone, you know? Like, I have to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I bought my first cell phone was the LG Shine, and I remember, you know when you have to buy the ringtones?
Yeah.
Yo, my
Yeah.
ringtone.
Yeah.
I was like this, okay, I have to spend $9.99 on this ringtone, so I gotta make sure it's a sick ringtone. I bought what is it called?
50 cent.
It, no, it's
In the club.
I bought,
Window
no, I
shop
bought,
with
that.
what's called? What's that song? It's called It's Your Birthday. That song, man. Like Birthday Sex.
Yeah.
That was my first ever ringtone, man.
Damn.
Yeah, that was
That's
jokes.
jokes.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Being a kid is great, man.
Yeah, being a kid is fun.
Bro, I was talking about that with my girl today. Like, yo, I miss having no responsibilities.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Just
real.
waking up, chilling with the boys, going to class for like 3-4 hours,
Yeah.
going home.
I remember I used to play Rock Band all the time with my dogs, bro. Like, all my
That used
dogs.
to be so fun.
Yo, Rock Band was the shit in Call of Duty. And all
Yeah.
those
Like
games, you
getting
know?
home playing zombies all
Yeah.
day.
Oh, I never played any video games, man, so I can't relate, man.
No,
Damn, that's
the video
tough.
games was lit.
Video
I
games
feel
was
I feel
super
like that's
lit,
the
bro.
reason why like me, Kevin, and Verdeep are like, you know, so close is because we have like we love playing video
Yeah.
games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, since I was a kid, bro.
I just
Yeah.
get bored, man. I don't know why. My attention span is like
Yeah,
a
I don't
fish
know
when it
how.
comes to
No
video
way,
games,
man.
Bro, my
Yeah.
first console was a Wii, and I got it because I was super sick. But like I used to be a nerd. I wanted to go to school. And my dad's like, "Yo, if you don't go to school today, I'll get you a Wii." I was like, "All right." That was my first
So you
time.
got a
getting-
Wii?
lit.
Yeah.
If you go to
Yeah,
school,
if I don't go,
if
because
you
yo,
don't
I
go,
loved school. Like I wanted to go every day.
What?
That's weird.
That's
I never
bro.
heard that
I hated
before.
What do you expect? I'm in
Yeah.
law school. I
You know,
used to
when
be a
I was
little
yeah,
nerd.
yeah, that's true. When I was a kid, I got suspended before school even started.
How?
Yo, this is a fact. I'm not even
Yeah.
kidding. I had in-school suspension for like over like a month because like I had like the biggest anger issue as a kid, and there was a kid. I don't
Still
want.
does.
I don't want to. I don't want to talk. I don't want to say his name whatsoever. But he told me he was gonna beat me up. You know. So I was like, man, the whole year this guy has been trying to tell me he's gonna beat me up, whatever. All right, I'm gonna wait till like the last day of school because I got suspended bare times already that year. You know. So I'm like, I'm not trying to get suspended again. You know. And then like literally the second last day of school, I beat him up, right? And then like my suspension got carried over
To the
for
next
the
year.
next year, bro. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn, bro,
That's
like I can't catch a break, man.
Bro, they used to suspend you for no reason.
for no reason.
Bro,
Yeah,
my
no
boy got
reason, man.
suspended for doing donuts in an empty parking lot in his high school hoodie, cause someone called the school up.
Was it at the school?
No,
It wasn't even at the
Bro, it
school.
was Walmart
damn.
Plaza. You know where Sunset Grill is?
Yeah.
It was an empty parking lot. He's doing donuts. We're all like watching him. He had like a nice Benz. And some lady from the restaurant saw the hoodie he was wearing, called up the school. They suspended him for like a day or something.
Well, at least only for a day. So
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
but
that's
still,
Sometimes
Yeah,
I used to
but
like getting
still,
suspended, bro. My
bro.
mom used to
Yeah.
buy me Big Macs and stuff. I'm like, yo, this is awesome, you know? But kids don't get suspended.
Yeah, it's
man.
not a
You
good
know?
look.
Stay in
School's
school.
good.
School's
School's
a good
good.
thing, man. Stay in school.
Yeah.
Bro, high school used to be so fun.
Yeah,
High
I
school
know.
was
yeah,
High school
bro.
was fun, bro.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah, so that's pretty good, man. So like for our first episode, we're about to wrap it up, and that's it, man. Catch us. So we're gonna be releasing 2 videos a week for our podcast, and you guys can follow us on our TikTok and our Instagram. It's called Cutting Deals.
Cutting
and-
Deals Pod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cutting Deals Pod, and you know you could follow Verdeep on his Instagram
Yeah, Verdeep Dylan.
and Luigi on his
VERDEEP.
Instagram.
Yeah, so my Instagram is Chico Grito.
My Instagram is LaFades, and
Top Tier Kicks.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.